Good morning, all you wonderful money masters out there. Happy Friday to everybody. Thanks for joining me. I'm Steve Rhodes, host of the Trader's Edge, and I absolutely love being here with you. I want to first say thank you to both Tom, especially to Tom. He put in a 4-hour day yesterday. You know, he did the first hour, opened up for me. I couldn't be here. You know, it killed me not to be here with you. I was going through Trader's Edge withdrawal, if you will. And but you know, thank you, Tom, so much for you know, taking over the 9 o'clock hour, 4 hours yesterday. And then Basil did a great job. You know, what was really cool about Basil's show, I wasn't able to catch really any of the 9 o'clock hour from Tom's standpoint, but I was able to catch some of Basil's show. And what was really cool is, you know, folks, normally I start off with a picture of my my favorite spot on the planet, which is over in Lanai. And I don't have that up here on my screen right here at the moment. Oh, there it is. It's right over my shoulder. You got to love technology. So that's my favorite spot on the planet. And I was able to catch Basil's opening show of the 11 to 12 o'clock show that I do on Tuesdays and Thursdays. And what was so cool was that, you know, I could actually see Basil what he did. If you didn't see the show, you can catch the archive, folks, on channel 14, I believe. And, you know, he was showing where he was born, where he was raised, where he came from, in Cape Town, South Africa. Now, I've never had the privilege of, I've traveled all over the world, but I've never had the privilege of going to South Africa. I want to go now. After, you know, I love this spot that you've got over my shoulder, if you will. And folks, you can watch us on TigerTV. Just go to the homepage of TFNN.com. You can click on TigerTV. You can watch the show live. If you're listening on iTunes, you want to catch the archive. You know, what you want to do is you want to go ahead and watch us on TigerTV. And the reason is because, look, 85% of what your brain processes is visual. You know, and so it's all about visualization. And what was cool about what Basil was doing yesterday when he kicked it off, and what I was able to do, you know, because of how I visualize where I'm at, was showing, you know, incredible areas in where he was from, in Cape Town, South Africa. Now, what's actually even cooler than this, and now we just chatted a little bit by email, but we'll talk by phone about it. What was cool is he showed Chapman's Peak, which he said was no relation. I say, you know, are you kidding me? Maybe no land holding, if you will, but absolutely a relationship. You know why? Because Basil teaches the Chapman wave, right? And it's nothing but peaks: peak A, peak B, peak C. So, you know, when you just take a look at how something just simply filtered into a system that he designed and where he grew up, you know, just this beautiful area, Chapman's Peak. He showed us a table, you know, this Table Mountain. I think I've got things a little bit wrong, if you will. But, you know, it was so cool and that's different from what Basil usually starts off with. But I know that for me, and I know it's true for you, it's true for everybody, folks, is that you always have to get yourself into a peak state whenever the universe is throwing something at you, whenever it is you want to be able to deliver something good. And not something good, because here's the thing. If I were to deliver a good show, you know what that would be. The type of results I would get would be poor. It's not about delivering anything good in life. It's about delivering something that is outstanding. It is about standing out, and it is about having a positive expectancy, a positive outcome. And the positive outcome, folks, has to be over a wide enough period of time. You can't measure things in the trading business that we're doing here over a period of week, over a period of month, 1 month, over a period of just a few trades. It's got to be over a longer period of time. If you're going to take your snapshot in life based on just this short period of time, folks, what you're going to do is you're going to be, you're not going to be able to have the proper conclusion, if you will. You're going to be going down the wrong path here. And I don't want you to go down the wrong path at all. And so, again, thank you, Basil, for sharing with us, you know, that what you did yesterday. It really, look, it put me in a peak state, just seeing, and I want to go. You know, I want Basil to do a show. He said he hadn't been there for about 8 years. You know, we got to figure out a way for him to do it from Chapman's Peak. In the Cape Town, South Africa. He'll do a show from there. I'm going to do a show from the place right over my right shoulder. And so I always want you folks to get in that positive expectancy, that positive state of mind. Why? Because the happiest achievers, the most successful folks, that is what they do. It's their mindset. And you know, when I talk about, and you've heard me on occasion, I talk about, you know, why aren't more people wealthy? Why is it? Why don't more people have financial freedom? Why is it that 80–90% of folks out there are afraid for their life about losing money. Well, I can tell you some of the reasons. Here, some of the reasons are you spend time reading these newspapers. And not that I don't like reading the newspaper. I love sitting on a Saturday or Sunday morning and read the newspaper. But I read it for a different reason. But most times you take a look at the media, the stuff that gets fed to you, and you buy into it. You absolutely buy into it. How often can you turn on the television or the radio or anything and actually get somebody that tells you just how magnificent you are, just how much power that you absolutely have within yourself, just about how you can get into a positive state of mind? It's not out there. Well, it's out there a little bit. You know, I'm so grateful that you're here with me. I'm so grateful that Tom has given me the opportunity to be able to do a show where we spend some of the time just simply on being able to get yourself in the right frame of mind. Because let me tell you, we teach tremendous, outstanding, technical trading systems, tools, coaching, newsletters, you name it. We absolutely have it. There's no place that I know of that you can go to get the breadth of information that we have. But here's the deal, folks. That only represents 20% of what trading is all about. That's only 20%. 80% of it is what's in between the mind, is the psychology. And when you talk about 80% of that being in the state of mind, and you have a choice of being positive or negative, and negative is easier to go back to, boy, you really need to be able to have a system, have a success strategy where you're able to put yourself where you've got the opportunity to be outstanding. One of those reasons, I got like top 10 reasons why people aren't more wealthy. One is they simply never define it. You know, and for me, the definition of wealth is just simply when you have your working capital that's right here, or really it's right here in your heart, your working capital, folks, when you're able to get that working for you over a period of a year, okay, I like to look at things over a year. That's how businesses run, and you need to run trading like a business. You don't run a business over a 30-day period of time or a 60-day period of time. Yeah, in a public trading company, you look at quarters. You always want to make sure that you're moving forward versus backward. So you do want to measure things. You absolutely want to measure things. But, one of those reasons, you don't define it. Well, the definition of wealth, folks, is when this money that you've got working here is starting to pay for all of your monthly expenses. And if you're not there, then you want to start by having to pay for something specific on a continuous basis. And that, folks, will lead you to financial freedom. But you've got to define it. Well, one of the other reasons is because simply people don't run it like a business. Most of you out there have either been responsible for a business segment, an industry, a subsidiary, your own business that you've started. And the reality is that any business that gets started, doesn't matter what country you're in, 80% of them are going to fail in the first year. Why are they going to fail? All different types of reasons. Maybe the business plan was way off. Maybe they were undercapitalized. Maybe they had the wrong location. Maybe they didn't have the right product or service. But there's all kinds of reasons. When it comes to trading, if 80% of the businesses fail, and I just stated that 20% of what trading is all about is mechanics, where's the correlation there? Isn't it, don't you think the correlation is that 80% of it is psychology? And certainly work ethic. I know that some folks, when they own their own business, they fail to work harder for themselves than they would for others. Well, here's the deal, folks. In the trading side, so one of those 10 elements of why people aren't successful is because they don't run it like a business. So what I like to do is look, folks, 2 nights ago, my son and I, from about 10:30 to 11 o'clock, watched this special on PBS about Steve Jobs. Actually, a great special that they ran. I only saw the last 30 minutes of it. I think it's pbs.org. I think you should go take a look at it, too, because it's very inspirational. So we just sat there and watched it, which we don't do that often. And then we just had a conversation afterwards. And it was really all about understanding, people and what they've had to go through. And one of the things that Steve Jobs did, and one of the things that I do in my NLP, my neuro-linguistic programming or modeling, folks, is what you want to do is you want to model someone that's successful. Steve Jobs is accused of stealing from others. That's one of his business philosophy, is to take something that somebody else is doing or they're doing successful and make it even more outstanding. Steve Jobs wasn't the one that created the phone. He wasn't the one that created this, but he created one heck of a phone, didn't he? He's not the one that created the MP3 players, but certainly the iPod changed the music industry. And so when you take a look at and where I'm going with this, folks, is you want to model people. Well, you know what I've got up on my screen here right now, and now you can go ahead and flip to it, is here's a story about Dr. Thomas Durant, okay? And Thomas Durant, he was the primary shareholder at one time of Union Pacific. Now, he went through a couple of different operations, if you will. But here's a guy that in 1907 was running one of the largest businesses or industry. There were 4 railroads out there, folks, that pretty much controlled, and that's how transportation was done. You were riding on a horse, or you basically were taking the railroad to get from point A to point B. And Ford, okay, started getting into the automobile business, but he failed his first 2 times. That's not unusual. Most people started, but he didn't give up. Thank God he didn't give up. So in 1907, now, I say I've got a minute to go here, and I want to tell this full story. Maybe I'll do that on Monday. But in 1907, Henry Ford finally got about 600 or 700 trucks off of the assembly line, finally started getting the assembly line going. And these folks right here that own the railroads, any one of the 4, but certainly let's take a look at Union Pacific. And the tie-in to Union Pacific actually is more of a political thing, so I'll get back to that, later. But they could have bought all of Henry Ford's trucks. They thought they were in, folks, they thought that they were in the train business. They weren't. They were in the transportation business. 85% of everything that was delivered back then was delivered by trains, not by cars and trucks. Nowadays, it's the complete opposite, folks. It's the complete opposite. Anyways, thanks so much for being here with me, 877-927-6648. Folks, run trading like a business. We'll be right back.
X-Story Gold Mines, an NYSE Amex-listed company trading under the symbol XG, is slated to be the newest gold-silver producer in Argentina. X-Story is forecast to produce more than $250 million in bullion annually, beginning in 2013, at a cash cost of less than $200 for each ounce of gold produced. That forecast will make X-Story one of the highest margin operators in South America and a sector leader in the mining industry. X-Story has $50 million in its treasury, having spent over $60 million to date on drilling and engineering. The ultimate size of its Argentina discovery could be determined by year-end, as results from the 6 drills operating at the site are fully assessed. To find out more about X-Story Gold Mines and their exciting growth potential, click on their banner on the front page of TFNN.com or check them out on the NYSE Amex under the symbol XG.
TFNN is proud to bring you the cutting edge of newsletters. Ken Shreve's Ultimate Growth Stocks. Ken is a top-down investor who lets price and volume in the major stock indices tell him when to be in the market and when to be out. By using his unique blend of fundamental and technical analysis, Ken will protect your hard-earned capital while realizing breakout gains. Go to TFNN.com today. Click Investments Newsletters and get Ken Shreve's Ultimate Growth Stocks free for 2 weeks.
Are you looking for some extra cash to help pay off some of your bills? Let Tiger Metal Exchange convert your unwanted jewelry to cash. We pay out 80% of the market price for gold. Our payouts are the highest in the industry, more than double our largest competitors. And we've created the safest, easiest, and most straightforward process for converting your jewelry to cash. Log on to TigerMetalExchange.com and get your free scale, your free eye loop, and get the cash you deserve now. We provide a free online calculator that converts your jewelry to cash at up-to-the-minute spot prices. We insure your items for up to $75,000 per shipment free of charge. We videotape the entire valuation process so that you can view it online. You can call us toll-free at 866-618-8888 or log on to TigerMetalExchange.com. Let Tiger Metal Exchange put more cash in your pocket without ever leaving the comfort of your home. Join the list of thousands of satisfied customers and go to TigerMetalExchange.com. It's the only click you need to make. Are you looking for a precision edge in the market? Something that can stack the odds in your favor? Then look into Larry Pesavento's new trading newsletter, Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind. In each weekly issue, Larry explains what's going to happen in the markets based on the pattern he sees developing and gives you actionable trade ideas based on those patterns. Plus, you'll get his detailed analysis on a variety of markets and sectors, including stocks, treasury bonds, the gold market, oil, the dollar, the Forex market, and more. And you'll get the Technical Corner segment, which is a short but powerful weekly training session on trading. You'll you'll get access to all the patterns Larry is seeing in the markets, plus the Astro Harmonics and powerful Bradley stock market model that Larry utilizes for less than $5 a day. An extremely potent combination that will give you just the edge you've been looking for. Try patterns, profits, and peace of mind absolutely free for 2 weeks. Go to tfnn.com and click on the free trial link at the top of the page. That's an $85 value, yours free when you register right now. Get Larry's patterns, profits, and peace of mind and get the edge you've been looking for.
Give the gift of silver this holiday season. TFNN and Great Panther Silver want to give you the gift of silver. From now until December 30th, TFNN will hold a drawing once a day, 5 days a week, business days only, and one lucky entrant will receive one of these beautiful coins that we will mail to whomever you desire. Winning one of these extraordinary coins could not be easier. There's no contest and no gimmicks, just a simple drawing allowing you to give the gift of silver this holiday season. Go to the front page of TFNN.com for details. This segment is brought to you by TFNN. Don't forget, you can test drive all the newsletters for free at TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. 877-927-6648. We got the Dow futures off about 75 or so. The NASDAQ futures off 14. ES Mini down about 10. You've got the FTSE just went red. It's down about 3 points. We'll go take a look at that. The DAX is down 120 points. I just want to kind of, I'm just going to go ahead and finish the story a little bit about Dr. Thomas Durant. So in 1853, folks, he started a company called the Mississippi and Missouri Railroad. And the centerpiece of that railroad was when they built a bridge that actually crossed the Mississippi River. It was the first bridge to cross the Mississippi River. And it went to Rock Island in Chicago. That was the centerpiece. Now, some steamboat operator ended up, running into it. And they ended up starting a lawsuit. So there was a lawsuit, the steamboat operators against Dr. Thomas Clark Durant. And what Durant does is he goes out and he hires an attorney. Of course, you would hire an attorney, right? Well, do you know who his attorney was? Abraham Lincoln. He goes out and he hires Abraham Lincoln. Now, I don't know what ended up coming out of the suit or what have you. But, Abraham Lincoln was defending, Dr. Thomas Clark. It's in the 1900s. And so in 1862, I apologize. And so now the association, obviously that later played out. You talk about it's who you know and how things go around in life and how things really don't change. And when we talk about patterns in the marketplace, that's nothing more than a set of emotions and patterns, that exist between traders and the way that things play out in the world. Of course, Lincoln returned that favor to him when he gave Durant the opportunity to start, be the starting point for the first transcontinental railroad, and that's how Union Pacific grew. So, kind of an interesting. As I went back and just simply, I know that what the easiest way to learn something, folks, is always to link the known to the unknown, and that's really what it is that I try to do. I try to go back and read and find history and take a look at. I oftentimes I'll say, how do you know where you're going to unless you know where you've come from? And the importance of also understanding that and where it is you want to get to, what I don't like is when you become a prisoner of your past. And when I talk about being a prisoner of your past, folks, there's a lot of folks that have suffered abuses, or they believe that they've suffered abuses, or they allow those abuses to stop them from being the person that they want to be. You may know, and these are real things. Some of these are mental, some of these are physical. They're all very nasty. Very nasty incidents, and it becomes a part of your past. And what happens is you become a prisoner of that past. It may be something that happened. You may have started a business and failed. Well, Henry Ford started the automobile industry 3 times. The first time, totally went bankrupt. The second time, he had to sell it to Cadillac. The third time, it finally worked. It was the third time that's a charm. A lot of folks will stop after the first time. It's how you get back up. It's not how you fail. But here's the thing, and if you've associated something that's occurred in your life to some type of abuse, you go back and take a look at studies that Stanford University has done, and, they'll tell you that your skin completely, is shedding and growing back every 7 days. So every 7 days, your skin, if you believe that your skin and what it is that you look like is part of, obviously your human anatomy, but you have a totally different skin. Talk about having thick skin or thin skin or what have you, your skin's growing back every 7 days. And every 7 years, your cell structure is completely changed. It's completely rejuvenated, if you will. regenerated, if you will. So all those things that you maybe let your past, that you become a prisoner of your past with, you're not even that same person. So if you're not that same person, it really becomes that 80%. And that's really the whole key. That's what you really want to be able to focus on, is don't be a prisoner of your past. Be a pioneer of your future. Be a Thomas Durant. Be a Henry Ford. And this is the industry, this money industry. Don't read about the papers. I don't care that John Corzine, maybe he's a crook. Maybe he took people to the cleaners. He didn't have to take you to the cleaners. He absolutely didn't. You just simply have to run your business, your money management business as a business. There's patterns that exist out here on a continuous basis. Let's go take a look at one of the patterns that occurs all the time. And they're retracement patterns. They're breathing patterns. I've got a copy of the DAX up on my screen. And even though maybe on TigerTV it's not the most visible thing, you can see where, I'll move my cursor, and what I'm looking at is I'm looking at a swing point high that came in here on July 26th. And that high there, folks, you can say there was a swing point low down around September 12th. That's where the market turned down, where the market turned up. And if you measure that distance with our Fibonacci ruler, you'll see a 0.618 gets to 64.59. Where did it get to on the 28th? It got up to a high of 64.31. That's close enough for us in our work. We're not trying to be exact. Now, what did the DAX do yesterday when it moved up, when, Greece said, okay, maybe we're going to give or what have you? Well, the 618 of that last move down would have been right at the 6100 area. Where does it get to? 6193. It was actually 6175 would have been the 618, and now it's moving back down. These patterns, folks, they continue to repeat, and there are ways that you can play the money game. 877-927-6648. We'll be right back.
Hi folks, this is Tom O'Brien. If you want to get great trade setups in equity as well as the option market, come over to TFNN.com and test drive my daily newsletter, Market Insights, for 2 weeks absolutely free. Each trade setup comes with a profit projection as well as stop placement. Included in Market Insights is a Twitter alert service. This allows you to take advantage of intraday setups. Volatility is back in the markets. What does that mean to you? To me, it spells short-term opportunity each and every day. The days of trending up on lighter volume are gone. We have come off the highs with volume across the globe. Don't get caught in a complacency trap. Many of the indices have given back 2 months of trading in 1 week. We have a trader's market. You can take advantage of this trader's market by test driving my daily newsletter, Market Insights, free for 2 weeks. Market Insights will give you the edge you're looking for in the markets. Go to TFNN.com, under newsletter, hit the Market Insight tab for your 2-week free test drive right here, right now.
Homeowners, did you know a burglar could break into your home and get away in just 5 minutes? A locked door may not be enough to keep a thief out of your home. Think about what you can lose, and then think about this. Now you can get a free security system monitored by ADT, the leader in home security. Pick up your phone now and get free hardware, free medical and fire alert, and free activation. It's an $850 value. Just call Protect Your Home, your authorized ADT dealer, at 1-800-949-8207. You'll get 24-hour protection, and there's no cost for parts or activation. So call now about a free security system monitored by ADT. Call 1-800-949-8207. $99 installation charge. 36-month monitoring agreement at $35.99 a month. Call for terms and conditions to this offer and protect your home license numbers. Call now. 1-800-949-8207. That's 1-800-949-8207.
Did you know that the price of gold is up over 24% this year, while the GDX, the Market Vectors Gold Miners ETF, is actually down 1.4% this year? Not all gold stocks are created equal, and not all gold stocks move with the price of gold. In October, Tom O'Brien recommended a buy of FCX in his gold report, and only 6 trading days later advised his clients to close the position, profiting almost 22% in this one trade. During the same 6 trading days, the price of gold was barely up 5%. Tom O'Brien's weekly newsletter, The Gold Report, gives investors the inside edge they need to profit in this gold market. Each Monday morning, Tom issues a gold market update at around 9:30 a.m., then issues a full report each Tuesday afternoon. For as low as $75 per month, you can gain access to Tom O'Brien's Gold Report. To order your gold report with a free 30-day trial subscription, log on to TFNN.com today or call 877-518-9190.
What type of investor are you? Conservative, moderate, or aggressive? No matter your investor personality, your overall portfolio should reflect your financial goals, time horizon, and your risk tolerance. Help ensure your portfolio is appropriately invested with an asset allocation plan from Morgan Stanley Smith Barney. Simply picking the right stocks is not enough. Research has shown that choosing the right proportion of stocks, bonds, and cash is essential to the success of your long-term investments. Morgan Stanley Smith Barney believes a carefully selected portfolio can lower your volatility and increase investment return potential. Find out about what asset allocation and a Morgan Stanley Smith Barney financial advisor can do for you. Call Angelo O'Brien, financial advisor and certified financial planner of the Clearwater, Florida branch at 727-441-6108 today to discuss your personal financial needs. Asset allocation does not assure a profit or protect against loss in declining financial markets. Investments and services are offered through Morgan Stanley Smith Barney, LLC. Member SIPC.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. 877-927-6648. You've got the, let's see here. What do we got? We got the Dow is down 74, and we are absolutely off to the races. You've got the composite down 17, the S&P down about 10, small caps down 8, and let's go see what King Dollar here is doing. You've got the dollar index up. How many ticks here? Where is the dollar index on my screen? Let me switch over to that tab. There we go. Dollar index up 34 ticks right now. Now, what I do have up on my screen is I've got the S&P futures contract. We'll switch over to a couple of them, but I've got two patterns here that I want to, or one pattern here that I want to share with you so that you can learn from these patterns and, again, how they work and how it is that you can trade them. So I've got the ES Mini. It's on the 30-minute chart up on my screen. And if you're going to trade this, you would stay inside the 30-minute chart here. Now, what you can see is that in the yellow area, that's the first Gartley that I show there. I'm showing two Gartleys. I'm showing for you, if one Gartley fails, where is it likely to go to and why? So at the 618 retracement level, what we've got is it's right about the 1260 area, and we hit that yesterday afternoon at 4 o'clock, as a matter of fact. Got up to that level, and that was the 0.618, and when you get to these Fibonacci levels, when you get to the 0.382, the 618, the 786, oftentimes, you're going to rest right there. You're going to rest or you're going to reverse. In this case here, 618 is an ideal spot for you to go ahead and reverse your position, or understand that the market might reverse your position. If you're in a trade and you're in a trade based on a chart that's a weekly chart, then you know you're going to have lots of breathing patterns, lots of noise that is inside there. If you're looking at a daily chart, then you know from a daily chart that's what you really want to be playing. You want to be looking at the 618s and the 786 retracement levels there, because when you dig down further, it's nothing more than just simply breathing. It's about the race that's going on inside your longer-term picture, your longer-term chart here. Now, in this case here, if the 618 Gartley, this is a 618 Gartley sell pattern. You've got an A to B equals C to D that completed at that 1260 area. And I think it probably completed before that, but there was at least an AB equals CD with inside there. If that fails, that's going to go up to the 0.786. So what I also like to do, as you know, I also like to take a look at what's going on inside that C to D leg, see if there's any other patterns inside there. And so one of my concerns this morning, when I was taking a look at this chart here, was there was another AB equals CD pattern. And that was starting down at the low at about 3:30 in the morning on the 3rd, and the high being where we finished yesterday at 4 o'clock on this 30-minute chart. So that was our A and our B. In fact, I'll just draw this here for us. So if we start down there, and the retracement that it did, where it pulled back to at about 10:30 last night, or 2 nights ago, I guess, because I'm a 30-minute chart here, was about the 0.618 retracement. So if we just simply, let me shrink this chart here a bit so we can look at it. So if we shrink this down a bit, whoops, that didn't do it. Steve, you got to hit the right tool. Come on, get your stuff together. So the A to B equals C to D. On that AB equals CD would take you to 1271.39. Well, what you want to do is you want to understand, what's going on inside that C to D leg. And in this case here, that AB equals CD would take you up to that 1271. That would also be the 0.786. But you have to go a little bit further than that. Remember we talk about, or I speak to you about, how it's important to understand the move up in that C to D leg. Is it stronger, as strong, weaker? And what you do is make sure that the tool that you're using, if you're drawing these by hand, that you're trying to draw the same angle of the A to B as you have in the C to D. Now, what you do have here is you can see that it didn't keep the same angle and continued moving sideways. But you want to be, if you're taking a look at trading these things, you want to understand where, if something fails, where it could go to, because then that's going to help you with your stops. And from a stop standpoint, folks, what you want to do is you want to risk no more than 1% of your working capital. On everyone's member page, and if you're not a member of TFNN, it's real simple. Go over to the home page, become a member, and when you become a member, automatically my webinar that I did a couple weeks ago on the position size calculator will be there for you to watch. It'll be the best 60 minutes of your time, folks. 877-927-6648. Get the Dow down 64. We'll be right back.
Today, noon Eastern, join Nico Dahan as he features special guest Dr. Richard London, author of the forthcoming books, Doctorate of Business Life, Creating Success and Wealth with No Limits. Also, great language, great life. Communicate to wealth, words, and create miracles in your life. Don't miss this important interview today, noon Eastern, on Living a Primal Lifestyle with Nico Dahan, right here on TFNN.
Hi, I'm Steve Rhodes, co-host of The Money Masters with Tom O'Brien, seen daily at TFNN.com, author of Mastering Probabilities, a daily investment and trading newsletter, and teacher of the money game. Studies show that 3 out of 5 people are afraid for their life in trading these markets, and the number one reason given is fear of loss. Look, fear stands for false evidence appearing real, and the money game proves it. Lesson number 1, don't risk more than 1% of your trading capital on any trade. Why, you ask? Because 35 trades in a row where you risk 50 cents and make $1 are all you need to double your trading capital, versus the 230 losing trades in a row you would need to bring your balance to $100. Let me teach you more about the money game risk-free for 30 days. Go to the homepage of TFNN.com and click on my name, Steve Rhodes, for your 30-day risk-free trial. You were born to be a money master, and I'll teach you how. At Tiger Metal Exchange, we pay you more for converting your jewelry to cash.
Let's go to Brian in New Jersey. Hey, Brian, what's going on?
Hey, Tom, just want to let you know I did give you some jewelry. My jeweler offered me about $650, but you get a check in the mail tomorrow for about $1,200.
At Tiger Metal Exchange, it's all about honesty when converting your jewelry to cash.
Okay, let's go to Paul in Florida first. Hey, Paul, what's going on?
I want to commend you on the Tiger Metal Exchange. I just did a deal with you guys the other day.
Oh, good.
I'm very happy.
Well, I appreciate it. Now, Did you sell us jewelry or did you buy coins off us?
Yeah, I sold you jewelry.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
What we weighted at was less than you guys said, so, you're totally honest.
At Tiger Metal Exchange, we give you the tools to value your gold, and it's absolutely free. Call 866-618-8888 or log on to TigerMetalExchange.com. We've created the easiest, safest, and most honest cash for gold process. Tiger Metal Exchange. It's the only call you need to make.
Here's what people are saying about Tiger TV.
Let's go to John in Tampa. Hey, John, what's going on?
Hi, Tom. How are you, sir?
I'm doing great. You having a good day out there?
A wonderful day. I love your Tiger TV. I watch it every day. I'm like a kid in a candy store.
Oh, man, I appreciate you out there watching it. How long have you been watching the Tiger TV?
I'm watching almost a month now, and it's wonderful.
It's pretty cool, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, it's cool. You see the charts and everything. Thanks so much for the hard work.
Tiger TV, a great news service from TFNN.com. This segment is brought to you by South American Silver Corporation. For more information, just click the South American Silver Corporation banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. Thanks for joining us, and you definitely want to stay tuned today. We got a great lineup of shows. Following this show, you've got myself and Tom doing the Money Masters reunited again. And then following that, we've got Basil Chapman. Hopefully he's going to take us back to some images in Cape Town, South Africa. And then Nico Dahan. Now, Nico's show, he's got a special guest today. And, you want to absolutely watch that show, folks. It is all about, take a look at life. You boil them down into 3 primary categories: health, wealth and relationships. And so you've got to work on the health aspect of life. You've got to have a nice, well-rounded tire. Otherwise, that thing doesn't look real well as it's rolling down the street. And you want your tires to be rolling down the street, folks. You got the Dow down 91 right now. What's hot and what's not? You've got Hanson Natural. My goodness, I used to trade that all the time. That was a beauty. That was a little rocket ship. That's up 4 points, about 5%. And you've got INHX. I'm not sure what that stock is, but it says that it's up 94%. We'll take a look at that in a minute. What I want to do is just quickly come back to the ABCs, if you will. And so what I've got up on my screen here is the gold contract. And it shows that we completed an AB equals CD yesterday. That price point there, and if you're listening to the Money Masters show, you know I've pointed this out before. And that ABC was completed right at the 1765 area. Now, if you go from the all-time highs in gold, 1923, down to the lows that we made here on September the 26th, and you use your retracement tool, you'll see that the 0.618 retracement is right there at 1775. What gold actually got up to yesterday was 1769, which completed the AB equals CD, and that's close enough to that 0.618 retracement. But when I take a look at this, when I take a look at the C to D leg, what I'm showing here, what the chart is showing, it's not me, what the chart is showing, it's showing that the price has moved inside that line, inside that C to D line. Shows me that there's actually maybe a little bit more strength in gold, and when it's coming right to that area, folks, and we cross that B point with volume on the contract, what that's telling me is that the better trade here is the 0.786 retracement. And unlike when we took a look at the ES Mini, where the price was hit and then it just continued to move sideways, you know, then you could take a look at playing the 618 retracement there. But when you have something here that's strong, and look, you can take all the Gertleys at 0.618, but you also want to take a look at that strength with inside that AB equals CD move. So, you know, go take a look at it on the gold contract or anything else it is that you're trading as you're retracing back to these areas. Let's go take a look at what is hot and what's not. So let me just close these spaces down here. And let's go take a look at Hanson Natural, just for old time's sake. Now, Hanson Natural, folks, if you don't know who they are, they are the company that has one of those, you know, it's not 5-Hour Energy, but they've got, you know, one of those drinks. I've never actually had one of those, but I remember I told you that I was a fundamental trader long before I became a technical trader. And one of those fundamentals was just about visualization and walking around as you were shopping, as you were driving around, looking to see if there were any clues that were given out to you. Well, I love going to Costco to get stuff. And at Costco, I remember when they started wheeling that Hanson Natural stuff in there, and, you know, you'd go check out, and you'd see everybody going out of the store with it. So when I saw that, I went ahead and did some research on the company, went ahead and bought into them, and it was an absolute rocket ship. And so right now you've got this thing trading near its highs up here. Now, here's a problem with Hanson Natural. I was fortunate enough to actually take my profits off of this thing, and it was really because of Tom O'Brien. I was in Hanson Natural when I attended the first what's it called? The Masters, the trading program that he did. And it happened, you know, I showed up there, folks. I had like 70 open positions. And since nobody really had anything, the other three guys didn't really have stuff, you know, we took a look at a lot of my positions here. And, you know, when you look at a chart like this, you know, what Tom would tell you, he'd say, hey, man, be careful here, because in the case of Hanson Natural, now that's not what this chart here that I'm looking at, but it didn't have a real major support leg. You know, it was trading up in this area here, let's say, and the major support with it was this big high volume bar. So when you're taking a look at charts, you want to take a look at volume that is in there, because you want to understand that that's where charts will fall back to, because, you know, those volume bars represent institutional buying, if you will, institutional buying or selling. That's not going to be representative of you and me, all the tigers, going out there and buying Hanson Natural or any other stock. Now, what Hanson Natural is doing today, it's going after its high, its swing point up here at 96.94, which was from October 14th. Now, it only had 1.2 million shares that traded that day. You've already done 491,000. We're only 17 minutes in. So it's got the volume, and the question is going to be, once it gets up over that high, what does it do then? And so, you know, if it doesn't hold that high, then it'll come down here and it'll test this low, this high volume low. There's you had a pretty decent downdraft on October 25th. It came down with 3 million shares. So you'll want to see this thing get up and over this and stay over that with more than 3 million shares. If not, it likely will. Hanson Natural will come down and test the lows from October the 26th. But it's got the volume, so it'll just stay in a consolidation range and move sideways. Let's go look at this IHNX. Of course, that thing's going to be off of my chart if it's up 98%. IHNX. So they must have released earnings or they cured cancer. One of those two, INHX. Let me try that again here. IHNX. Still getting used to these glasses here, folks. One of these days I'll totally zero in. Why can't I pull that up? Well, we're going to, I'll do that during the break. I'll come back to it. I'll investigate. So let's see, what is, Priceline is down $7. You've got LinkedIn. So let's go take a look at LinkedIn. They released some earnings today, right? LNKD. So let's go see how this stock here is trading, LinkedIn. And they released earnings. They're down to $80. You know, when this thing debuted back in May, it opened up. The low on that was $80, and you're trading about $80. So, you know, this thing is, it had a big pop in its first couple of days, first 2 days. Then all of a sudden it moved all the way back down to the $60 level. You know, not really a whole ton of volume. I don't think there's a lot of liquidity in LinkedIn. I know that, what's that, Groupon is coming out today. What's the symbol on that, folks? Anybody in the den? Maybe Groupon, probably GPN something. Anyways, we can go take a look at that. I think that is debuting today. 877-927-6648. You got the Dow off 75, S&P's off 8, small caps down 5, and we'll be back in just a few.
As Tom says, go long, America. Now you can join TFNN and Barnes & Noble to keep money in your community. Purchase Tom's best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, your ultimate trading mastery system, before December 31st from your local Barnes & Noble store. And you will be given access to not just one, but 2 exceptional archived courses. Tiger Scaling, The Tiger Butterfly, and Gartley. The Art of Timing the Trade is more than just a book. It's an educational journey that will help you understand the Wall Street greed cycle and learn how to recognize profit from genuine price moves. So, for the cost of just under $30, you will receive in excess of $300 in trading education from Tom O'Brien, TFNN, and Barnes & Noble. And you will be helping to support an important local business, your local bookstore. If you do not have a Barnes & Noble in your community, then go to your local bookstore. We'll be sure to work with them to keep your purchase local. So let's support our local businesses. Keep money in your community and get a great education. But be sure to act now, because you have until December 31st to take advantage of this opportunity. Go to the front page of TFNN.com for details.
Would you like to discover the next great tech stock? David White, TFNN's technology guru, has just launched his new newsletter, The Technology Insider. In his newsletter, David will be looking for those shining stars that may turn into the next Apple, Microsoft, or Cisco. David combines his technology background as a software programmer with his market skills as a successful professional trader to give you this unique newsletter. We're on the verge of the next great tech run. With the Technology Insider, you'll be in front of the run-up and not lagging behind. David is developing a long-term investment portfolio. Therefore, we're only offering the Technology Insider as an annual subscription with a remarkable price of only $395. That's right, for a little over $1 a day, you'll receive the fundamental technology wisdom and technical trading skills of the Technology Insider, David White. What are you waiting for? Go to the front of TFNN.com, click on the link on the front page, sign up for your 2-week free trial, and become a Technology Insider today.
Put the power of the Chapman Wave methodology to work for you. No matter what market you trade, what time frame you trade in, or your trading style, the Opening Call, Basil Chapman's daily market newsletter, is bursting with the information and trades you need to become a more successful trader.
I've been using Basil Chapman's Chapman Wave methodology for several years now. His Chapman Wave can be used for any time period for not only equities, but futures, currencies, commodities. I've been also a subscriber of his Opening Call, which I find an invaluable tool to help me analyze the potential of the market each day. He gives you opportunities to go short and long. It includes recommendations on stocks. I strongly recommend people using the Chapman Wave and very, very strongly support the use of his opening call.
To find out more about Basil Chapman and his Chapman Wave methodology, and to get your 2-week free trial of the opening call, a $64 value, visit tfnn.com today.
Great Basin Gold is a mining company engaged in the exploration and development of 2 emerging gold properties in Nevada and South Africa with a total resource base of more than 23 million gold ounces. Great Basin's Burnstone mine in South Africa opened in February of this year with a resource of 20 million gold ounces, becoming the first mine to open in the historic Witwatersrand Rand Basin in the last 30 years. The Burnstone mine is projected to have a 25-year mine life and is fully financed with production anticipated to be over 250,000 ounces per year at a cash cost of only $450 per ounce. The Hollister mine in Nevada became fully integrated in the 4th quarter of 2010 with annual production estimates of 110,000 ounces of gold per year over the 8-year mine life at a cash cost of only $527 per ounce. Great Basin Gold is cash flow positive and trades on the Toronto and New York stock exchanges under the symbol GBG.
Today is the last day for Tiger Dollars. Purchase $250 or more and get a 30% match. Go to TFNN.com and get your Tiger Dollars now.
Welcome back, folks. Dow down 94, S&P's down 11, and we've got a winner. Yay! On the line with us, folks, we've got Francis Hill from the Tampa Bay area, and Francis is the winner of our Great Panther Gold Silver giveaway. Folks, this is a great program, absolutely great program. I say if you're not giving, you're not living. So Francis is going to be able, we're giving a gift to Francis, and Francis is going to go ahead and give that gift to someone special in his life. Francis, thanks for joining, and thanks for signing up for the program.
Oh, thank you. I enjoy your program, and I've learned a lot from it. And, boy, this gold coin is going to top off everything.
It's silver, though. Wait a minute. It's silver.
I
It's
mean,
a silver coin.
Silver. I'm sorry.
but we'll work on. We'll talk to those. We'll talk to those mines. We'll see if we can get them to give us some 1 ounce. See if we can buy them at a discount. But
right.
Yeah. Well, look. Thank you for listening to the show, first of all, and we really do appreciate it. And so now, how long have you been in the Tampa area?
Oh, 30-some years.
Oh, cool. And where are you from originally?
Virginia.
Nice. Yeah. And how'd you end up here? Was it business or?
Oh, no, my wife got a job down here, and I moved down and got a job, and we've just been raising kids and working, and I'm just recently retired.
Oh, good for you. So is trading a part of your daily routine, or what?
Yeah, actually I was sitting here trying to bone up on the Gottlieb pattern, and you guys called. That was awful
cool.
Coincidental, yeah.
Cool. Yeah, now, it's a great pattern to absolutely learn how to trade, and it's also, as we were showing during the first couple of segments here, it's also helpful to understand when a Gottlieb pattern fails, where it's going to move to, and that helps you in understanding stops when you take a look at average true ranges and just simply other Fibonacci levels. So great pattern, and hopefully you've got the art of the chart, because on page 222 actually is the Gottlieb pattern. And we're absolutely so grateful that Larry really brought that pattern to us and to our attention, so that we could spread that word. It is a great pattern to trade for sure. Now, so what I want to do, I know you stay on the line just to make sure that you've given all of the information to Al, and and thanks for joining it. When did you sign up for it?
Oh, I think it's been about a month or 3 weeks ago.
Okay, cool. Well, look, it's hard to believe how fast time actually flies. But the holidays are going to be here truly before we know it. We're just a couple weeks away from Thanksgiving, and then you got Christmas right around the corner. So we are really grateful to be able to give you a gift, and hope that you have got somebody special to give that coin to.
Yes,
all
I
right.
do.
and hey, thanks for calling. I love the laugh. You have a great weekend.
You too.
Okay.
Bye.
Take care. Folks, now, what we do have up on the screen, we're going into our last segment. What I do want you to put up on maybe your watch list here is this INHX. stock. And the reason is, if you take a look at this here real quickly, we talk about where you want to be able to see volume. You want to be also to see signs of strength, where things come back to. Well, in this case here, if you go back and you take a look at this stock, you actually gapped down on December 14th, and you did it with 3.3 million shares. So that certainly wasn't a sign of strength. That was a sign of weakness or a sign of support. What does the stock do? It comes down and it continues to just hover around that area and tests it all the way into the March time frame of 2011, and then takes off. And what you do see is you see a sign of strength on April the 1st here. And on April the 1st, you have all of a sudden you've got 4.9 million shares. So that was a breakout. And what you want to do is you want to wait for stocks to come back to the breakout area. Well, in this case here, it came back all the way to that original sign of weakness, if you will, where you had some volume and then takes off from there. You had some volumes at the high here. If I had seen this stock, this would have been a good trade. This has another sign of strength, which is today. You want to wait for this stock to pull back in that 390 area. That'll be a huge pullback, we'll see. But I don't think they cured cancer. They just produced some really good results. Thanks for being here, folks. We'll be back in just a few minutes.
Looking for some extra cash to help pay off some of your bills? Let Tiger Metal Exchange convert your unwanted jewelry to cash. We pay out 80% of the market price for gold. Our payouts are the highest in the industry, more than double our largest competitors. And we've created the safest, easiest, and most straightforward process for converting your jewelry to cash. Log on to TigerMetalExchange.com and get your free scale, your free eye loop, and get the cash you deserve now. We provide a free online calculator that converts your jewelry to cash at up-to-the-minute spot prices. We insure your items for up to $75,000 per shipment free of charge. We videotape the entire valuation process so that you can view it online. You can call us toll-free at 866-618-8888 or log on to TigerMetalExchange.com. Let Tiger Metal Exchange put more cash in your pocket without ever leaving the comfort of your home. Join the list of thousands of satisfied customers and go to TigerMetalExchange.com. It's the only click you need to make.